Today I'm going to try a new recipe I've never made, and it's a chocolate cake, and I'm using almond flour, so I'm going to call it Chocolate Almond Cake. And I'm also using sugar and 6 eggs and butter and bittersweet chocolate, about 60%, and maybe a little bit of salt, and let's get started. We're going to take the butter and the chocolate and melt this on double boiler style over some hot water. It's just barely simmering. So all the ingredients and amounts, the full recipe will be in the description. This is a weird cake. It's going to be unusual amounts because I had to convert it from grams and all that. And while that's melting, I want to take the 6 egg yolks. You have to separate your eggs and add the sugar to it. And I'm not sure if I showed you the chocolate. I'm using this chocolate here, the 60% cocoa. And then also, while this is melting, you can mix up your egg yolks and make a meringue, or just beat your egg yolks. Well, that chocolate and butter is pretty much melted. Just stir it some more in case it's not all the way. It's pretty much all the way here. I'm going to let this cool. I need to let it cool down to where it's just kind of warm, not hot. And here's what my eggs and sugar look like. Real thick, a lighter color of yellow. And then my egg whites here, I'm not done beating them yet because they're still a little bit liquidy. So I need to beat these some more and get them into soft peaks, or even go a bit beyond that is fine, but I think soft peaks are enough. Okay, this is cooled off for 15 minutes, maybe 20, and I'm going to add the egg yolks and sugar. Get that in there. I think this is really going to be good. I mean, I really do. This is a very dense, very dense chocolate cake. I saw this on television. And of course in the description I'll have the measurements in both grams and cups. I'm going to add a bit of salt to this. Go. Mix that in. We're going to bake this in a spring form pan. We're going to bake it at 2 different temperatures. There's the almond flour. Almond flour is pretty much mixed in. Take some of the egg whites, put those in there. I usually mix egg whites by hand. It's not that difficult. And I like using that copper pan that I have, the copper bowl. Get all those egg whites in there. And fold the rest of them in. I have a 10-inch spring form pan that I buttered fairly generously I am going to go ahead and put parchment in the bottom. And fill the cake. My cake is in my 10-inch springform pan. I'm going to put this in my 375-degree oven. I'm going to bake it for 20 minutes. Then when 20 minutes arrives, I'm going to turn it down to 325 and bake it for another 30 minutes. And I like to bake my cakes on the middle rack, on the middle of the oven, just slightly above the middle. I pulled this out of the oven 3 minutes early, so I baked 20 minutes at 375, turn it down to 325 in 27 minutes. And we want this to cool down and put a damp cloth over it and let this cool down some. We're going to make the frosting, and it requires melting chocolate in a double boiler. I have water in my pan here, and I have 6 ounces of this kind of chocolate, semi-sweet chocolate. This is semi-sweet. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of coffee, turn the heat on, and melt this chocolate. Here it is. It's all melted. It took about 5 minutes. In a metal pan, it doesn't take nearly as long as if you put a glass bowl on top. So I'm going to take this out. I'm going to let this cool down for about 3 minutes. Okay, it's cooled off for about 3 minutes. Maybe 3.5. I'm going to start adding butter to this. This is a stick and a half of butter, and I'm going to add a couple cubes at a time and mix this in. I'm going to add in 2 more cubes. You need to wait before you add them until all of it's mixed in. Like the prior 2 are all mixed in, then you can add the 2 and then 2 again. Make sure it's all mixed in, and then 2 again, over and over. I have that all mixed in. It is a soft, spreadable consistency. I'm going to unmold the cake now, and I'm going to set this in the refrigerator, just 10 minutes while I unmold the cake. The cake has cooled down completely. We'll go ahead and go around the sides. Even though we're in a springform pan, I'm going to go ahead and go around the sides. That. Put it on this pan here. Let's see if I can get the bottom off of it. There we go. Remove the parchment paper. Just put the frosting on the top. I had it in the refrigerator. I don't think it was 10 minutes. It was somewhere between 5 and 10. And oh, look, there's some butter that didn't melt. And we'll do it like that. I didn't do a very good job now, did I, with that butter? It'll still be good. Just frost the top and go down the sides. Let's try a bite. It's really good. I have to say, first off, that chocolate frosting is to die for. The cake is different. It has a different texture because it's doesn't have regular flour in there. And it's really good. Different. I'm not sure how to describe it. It's like, it's just really good. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you try this.